Hi everyone, this is Bruna and thank you so much for clicking. In this video we're going to talk about how to avoid your emails from being sent to the spam folder. And if they go to the inbox or even if they end up in the spam folder but someone's reviewing the spam folder, we're going to talk about how to make sure your email is trustworthy so that the person that's opening it feels confident enough to consider it, to pay attention to it. If you're sending emails to prospects or to someone that you don't know, it doesn't really make sense to invest a lot of time crafting your email if it doesn't even get opened or if it doesn't even reach that person's inbox, right? You don't want to spend your time perfecting an email and then it doesn't even get a chance to be read. Now I hear a lot of tips about how to avoid your emails from going to spam. A few of them are watching out for your domain name, adjusting the settings in your emailing tool, and watching out so your titles and your email is not too spammy. But in this video, we're going to talk about tips that I've discovered from my own experience and my own job that really work very well as well. So let's get right into it. The first tip is when you're sending your first email to someone new, avoid using links and avoid attaching documents. Let's try to think for a second from the perspective of the emailing management system. 1. They're receiving an email from an address that is not recognized. That's already the first red flag there. Now, if on top of that email is filled with links directing you to other websites that I also don't know about, now this email seems even more risky. What website is this person trying to direct me to? Is it going to be an unsafe website? Do they want to steal information from me? It's probably phishing. I better send it to spam. Same thing with the document that's attached. What if it's a virus? I don't even know this person. I don't trust them to open an attachment. So if you want to reduce the chances of your emails going to spam dramatically, don't use links, don't attach documents in the first email that you send. So send your first email with just a brief text, and then when this person responds to you, then it's the right time for you to include links, include attachments, and really send all the information that you really want them to know. Now, if you're there sitting and thinking,
but there's no way that I can send my message, that I can make my point without using any links.
In this case, my advice to you is to make the website that you're referring this person to very visible. This means do not hide that website's address, do not hide the URL. Instead, paste the website address directly in the email. So paste the URL right there so that the person that's reading it can see, okay, so this is the website they want me to visit. Is it trustworthy? Is it legit? And then they can go ahead and click on it. So for example, instead of saying, please check out our demo in this video, and then having the link to the video hidden in the words in this video, instead you can say, please check out our demo in this video, but then paste the website address where the video is hosted. You can also right-click on the website and remove hyperlink, and that way the emailing system might not detect that there's a link in this email, and that makes it easier to go through the spam filters. So this not only helps avoiding that your email goes to the spam folder, but also helps your email be more transparent. And in your first attempt to introduce yourself and begin a relationship, having that transparency can be key moving forward. But you should know that doing this also comes with a few disadvantages. The main one is if you do remove the hyperlink, but the person that's receiving this email is someone that is not tech savvy, they might not know how to actually reach that website. They might not know that they have to select the website, copy it, open an internet browser, paste it, and then enter, and then they'll be at the website. For a few people this might seem obvious, but there are a lot of people in the workplace that might not know how to do that. And if they just received an email from you, they don't really know you, this might be a barrier and they might just think,
oh, I don't know how to do this, forget it. I'll just delete this email.
And the second disadvantage of doing this is even if the person knows how to reach that website, copying and pasting the address, this is an additional step they have to go through. So it's also a new barrier that you're imposing and that might stop them from actually seeing what your email is about. For all these reasons, the best approach is still my first advice, which is just not to use any links in your first email. But never forget that you know your job, you know your work the best. You're the best person to test this out. You can create different templates, one without links, one with links, one that's longer, and then you can make decisions and learn as you go. One thing that I like to point out is that communications can be learned and can be improved. The reason that I decided to talk about it is because it has been and it still is a big learning curve for me. But the good thing about professional communications is that a big part of it can be very structured. If you learn it, if you test it out, you can easily excel at it. Invest some time in planning, be strategic, keep learning, and you'll be guaranteed to have good results. The final tip in this video is to send your emails at a convenient time during business hours. This one is relevant to avoid being caught by spam filters, but also so that your first impression is very professional. This is particularly challenging if you're sending emails to people all over the world. If you're in a specific time zone, but sending emails to people in completely different time zones, it can happen that although it is 10 a.m. for you, for the person that's receiving your email, it is 2 a.m. And that can be a very inconvenient time to send an email. I've noticed that this increases the chances of emails ending up in the spam folder as well. There was one time that I was calling a company that I had sent an initial email to, and the person I was talking to on the phone was trying to find it in their computer. They checked their inbox, couldn't find it, went to the spam folder, and then they found it. And then I was about to tell them, can you please mark my email as safe so that next time you'll actually receive it, it won't go to spam. But as I was saying that, this person actually stopped and asked me,
Wait, you sent this email at 4 a.m.? I was sleeping that time.
And that's when I noticed the potential negative effect that this can have. I didn't think it mattered at the time, and for a lot of people it might not matter. They know it's an automatic email. But some people might look at it and think it's inconvenient and think it's unprofessional. When you're just trying to establish a relationship, the first impression is crucial, and that is why it's important to consider these tiny details. So when you're sending emails to people in other time zones, you might want to schedule your email so that it is actually sent out in a convenient time. If you're sending bulk emails, you might want to scatter them over time so that the emailing system also doesn't catch that it is a bulk email and doesn't push it to spam. Finally, I also want to mention for this last point about watching out the time that you're sending these emails, that this can also have an impact in their perception if your email is legit and if it is trustworthy. This person that I was talking to on the phone told me that he does review his spam folder, but because he saw that email had been sent in such an odd time, thought it was a scam, he thought it was not trustworthy, and that's why he ignored it. So in that case, I was lucky enough to have someone that was actually reviewing their spam folder, but I lost my credibility because of the time that email was sent. So this is it for this video. I really hope these tips were useful and are helpful for you to start adopting in your own emails. If you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate you so much if you gave it a like. It really helps YouTube bring it to a wider audience. If you know any other unusual tips that also help your emails get to the inbox, make sure to comment down below and we can start a conversation. And if you're interested in improving your professional emails even more, make sure to check the description of the video down below and I'll link some of the resources I have available. Thank you so much, and until next time.